Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, local hospitals take emergency preparedness to the next level by gearing up for El Nino storms headed our way.
Then local law enforcement educates seniors about trending scams.
And a global brand takes its first steps in expanding their facility in Torrance.
Plus, a project of 8 years is finally complete, offering even more senior living options.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. The city is just a month away from breaking ground on a large transit project. The construction management team and contractors hosted a pre-construction meeting on the Torrance Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal Project. Phase 1 will provide rough grading and a new storm drain system. The purpose is to create a strategically located multi-model facility that meets the regional needs of South Bay residents and commuters. It will help reduce single occupancy commute trips and improve regional mobility, linking Torrance transit routes with other regional providers in the transit terminal. It will also have layover space for buses to accommodate current and future demands. A 250-space parking lot and an outdoor bicycle storage area. System-wide, the Torrance Transit averages 3.9 million passenger boardings per year. Phase 1 construction will begin in April and continue for 4 months.
The Torrance Police Department is asking for the community's help in finding 2 suspects involved in a recent auto burglary. In mid-February, these 2 suspects were reported acting suspicious at the Home Depot located on Crenshaw Boulevard near Sky Park Drive. After exiting the store, suspects drove their vehicle around the store's parking lot before parking it next to the victim's 2002 Cadillac Escalade, where suspect 1 was said to have punched the front passenger door lock, removing a stereo. Suspect 1 is described as a Hispanic adult, around 5'10", heavy-set, clean-shaven, and bald. The second suspect was also said to be Hispanic, between 5'7" and 5'9", medium build. They fled the scene in a 4-door red vehicle with tinted windows. Now, if you have any information, call the Torrance Police Department at 310-618-5570.
Torrance police are also investigating a hit and run that left 1 man in critical condition. Torrance police officers responded to a report of a man hit by a car in the 4800 block of Pacific Coast Highway near South High School recently. Officers on scene found that a pedestrian had been struck by a car traveling eastbound on PCH. Investigators say evidence shows a Toyota may have been involved and could possibly have front end or windshield damage. The pedestrian is said to be a 28-year-old male who was treated by the Torrance Fire Department and later taken to a hospital for critical injuries. His name is not being released until family members are notified. Anyone with information regarding the collision can call the Torrance Police Department's Traffic Division at 310-618-5557.
Despite filing bankruptcy, a popular sports store chain is not closing its doors here in Torrance. Sports Authority, a sporting goods retailer, plans to shut down nearly 140 stores across the nation over the next 3 months. While the locations of stores closing have not been released, Torrance's Economic Development Department confirms the store on Torrance Boulevard near Hawthorne will remain open. The company has nearly 15,000 full and part-time employees nationwide at 450 stores and offices. The bankruptcy filing comes after the company disclosed that they missed a $20 million debt payment. The company plans to borrow up to $595 million to fund its operations while in bankruptcy.
Hospitals play a critical role when disaster strikes, and right here in Torrance, the emergency preparedness team at Torrance Memorial Medical Center say they are equipped to respond and cater to the community's needs when El Nino's heavy rains come our way. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Hibba Samad has the story.
This is like a miniature version of our command center.
Cheryl Osborne, the manager of emergency management at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, says her team has been planning for the worst of what El Nino may bring.
The system that we use is called Incident Command System for Hospitals, or HICS, and this is a command structure that's also used by first responders and also our other community leaders. And it allows the staff in the command center to take on roles based on the command structure.
The emergency preparedness team here at Torrance Memorial Medical Center say it's the first time they've prepared a plan for El Nino. With 4,000 employees staffed at this hospital, everyone is trained with ongoing disaster response education so they can be ready when El Nino emergencies like heavy flooding, traffic accidents, and power outages can cause masses to rush to this type of facility.
Things like making sure that the facility is safe and that our generators were up to date, and just making sure, again, that staff is prepared.
Osborne says communication is key, and that's why the first step they took was planning an awareness campaign that educated employees on how they should be prepared at home and at the hospital.
All users email blast out to all of our staff, reminding them to have water emergency supplies in their cars, have out-of-state contacts in case the phone lines are interrupted or overloaded. And if the power goes out, they should have alternative means of power at home.
And with quick mobilization essential to an emergency plan, the current hospital space can cater to more people during an emergency than what meets the eye.
The hospital is a 400+ bed hospital. So in the event of a state declared emergencies, those beds will be able to expand to care for more patients.
The Emergency Management Committee, which meets 10 times out of the year, goes over their triage system, which helps diagnose patients based on the severity of their conditions.
Every disaster is an emergency, and every emergency has the potential to be a disaster. So while El Nino is not a top priority, the command center that would coordinate the response would use the same management system.
Most recently, FEMA urged hospitals to make sure they have areas of shelter in place or evacuation protocols.
The probability of the evacuation would actually be very low, but if there was an evacuation, it would start horizontally from one safety zone to the next safety zone before moving vertically down to the lowest part of the building before finally moving out of the buildings. As a community, and not just Torrance, but Lawndale and the ones close by, we get together and talk about what our plans are, and we kind of borrow off of each other's plans and really can improve or add to our own plans right there. So it's always a community event.
Thanks, Sibba. The Medical Center is also drafting a new map of its campus for first responders and the community.
Well, local Girl Scouts troops throughout Los Angeles will soon benefit from the generous donations made at one of the most star-studded Hollywood events. Girl Scouts of the USA confirmed that celebrities at the recent Oscars did, in fact, donate more than $65,000 in exchange for the popular Girl Scouts cookies. Carol Diedrich from Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles says the funding will provide much-needed support for programs and services offered through the Girl Scouts organization. Officials said troops within the Greater Los Angeles region, which includes Torrance, will benefit, as well as parts of Kern, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties. Members of Girl Scouts Troop 5215 from Inglewood appeared at the Oscars.
Torrance Memorial Medical Center welcomed one new leap year baby to the world. This bundle of joy was born on February 29th at 5:48 a.m. to parents Melissa and Kyle Anderson of Torrance. Levi Isaac Anderson was born via C-section at 6 pounds 7 ounces. He has an older brother, Riley, who is 2 years old. Levi will celebrate his next actual birthday in 2020. That's a bummer. Isn't that a bummer?
He's adorable. Congratulations to these parents. They've got two adorable children.
Yeah, but you know, he's gonna, man, where's my birthday? You know, it's not till 2020. Well, still ahead, 2 art professors from El Camino College are leaving their mark for millions to see.
Plus, a local brewery is just weeks away from serving up their premium ale. But first, here's a look at your 5-day forecast.
visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
After an 8-year-long project, a new senior living community in Torrance is finally complete. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Tao Ta takes us to the grand opening.
Soon, residents will be able to call the Sunrise Senior Living at Palos Verdes home sweet home. And for those like Maggie Venegas, it couldn't have come at a better time.
It means a lot because I have been able to be close to my grandchildren.
In 2008, the new senior care facility began construction in hopes of serving more seniors in the South Bay. But this project soon came to a halt after the economic recession hit.
So to be able to come back and have a very successful opening to a community here where we have gotten a great deal of support.
Now, thanks to the 25 founding members who deposited money to save a spot in this 88-unit housing location, the project was on the move once again. Carol Drexel, one of the first founding members, is looking forward to a new beginning.
I just felt I wanted, as I say, a new start. I wanted to go somewhere that was new and fresh and that I could do what I want with it, which they have been great here.
The new 4-story, 67,000 square foot community on Hawthorne Boulevard in Torrance will provide individualized care and services for up to 95 residents. And on top of having 24-hour nursing and personal care managers here at Sunrise Senior Living, one of the other special programs here is a memory care.
We have a terrace club neighborhood, which is for those seniors who have early stages of dementia or Alzheimer's, but don't require a secure location. So they're getting extra programming from our life enrichment managers. We also have a reminiscence neighborhood that is a secure neighborhood for those residents who may be at risk for wandering.
And with nearly 40 seniors looking to make a move soon, Maggie Venegas is excited to embark on a new chapter.
I have a lot of things to do, like where I live is like I have a gym, a swimming pool, jacuzzi, tennis courts, everything, you know.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Tao Ta.
Thanks, Tao. Sunrise at Palos Verdes is located at 25535 Hawthorne Boulevard. They are currently taking applications.
2 local art professors have their art displayed at one of the busiest airports in the world. Travelers can now stop by Los Angeles International Airport's temporary art exhibits and installations to check out various artwork. El Camino professors Joyce DeLal and Randall von Bloomberg both have their work displayed there. DeLal's work graces the atrium at Terminal 3 with 2 bird-like formations of paper airplanes suspended in flight. They are handmade from Japanese paper and imprinted with excerpts from the 3rd and 4th Geneva Conventions. Von Bloomberg's art is on view for ticketed passengers ready to depart in Terminal 7 and 8. His art expresses the appreciation of reality within each single moment of life. It's called Tathata, and it shows urban landscape, in particular trees and plant forms that thrive around man-made structures. They will be on display until the end of March.
10 contestants paired up with professional dancers dressed in their finest costumes to compete in this year's Dancing with the South Bay Stars. Jesse Pierre got an up-close look at all the action.
Competitors put their dancing shoes on for the 5th annual Dancing with the South Bay Stars and really looked forward to their performances at the Armstrong Theater.
Annie has a little bit of everything, a little bit of hip-hop and jazz, musical theater stuff, so it's everything but the kitchen sink, I guess.
I haven't danced for a number of years, and I just felt that it would be really special to kind of go back to my roots and be able to be a part of this.
With all the fun came months of hard work. In November, the stars blindly drew names and were paired up with a professional dancing partner, and practice soon began.
We make it work. We make a few sacrifices to get together and at least try to practice once or twice a week for a couple hours.
And while the dancers hope to impress the audience, their main goal is to fundraise for their charity of choice.
The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce Foundation, and what that charity does is helps connect Torrance Unified School District students, teachers, and administrators with local government and local business to try to increase civic engagement in our youth.
Nearly 400 people were in attendance for the big show to see who was going to take the biggest mirror ball trophy.
It's definitely going to be a challenge. I know that everybody competing has put in a lot of work, and all of the dances are amazing.
So the dancing performances are not the only thing to be remembered tonight, because the costumes, can you tell me a little bit about, how did you come up with this look?
Sure. Well, we're doing a cha-cha routine, and cha-cha is really fast and rhythmical, so you want a lot of movement from your costume.
Competition or not, all of the contestants were thrilled to dance off for their favorite charities. And prominent members of the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation, Chris Wolf and Sherry Kramer, were there to host and MC the event.
What we're doing is we're taking 10 community leaders or people who are significant in the community and putting them on stage, giving them a chance to sort of step outside their comfort zone and raise funds for 10 worthy causes.
This is something to get the community involved, and look how popular it was with the TV show. So it's just something for us to take to the South Bay.
From salsa to tango to a swing combo, every performer shined in their own way.
If you smile the entire time, if you enjoy yourself and you connect with your partner, 10 guaranteed.
And this year's winner is Bernadette Reed.
I am shocked, and I never thought that we would win.
With a perfect score of 30 points from judges and over 3,000 audience and online votes, Reed was victorious. She received $1,000 to go towards Torrance Memorial Medical Center. Although there could only be one winner, everyone left as champions for their charities. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jessie Pierre.
Thanks, Jessie. Everyone in the competition was given a mirror ball trophy, and in addition, the second place winner received $750, and all the other contestants received $500 to go towards their charities. To find out more about events hosted by the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation, visit torrancearts.org.
The Torrance Police Department is spreading awareness about trending senior scams in the community.
Credit card is attached to what? Bank's money, right? Debit card is attached to what? Your money.
It was a packed room at the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library as the Torrance Police Department shared ways senior citizens can protect themselves from scams. One of the most common includes callers pretending to be IRS agents. Authorities say mail theft is also something to keep an eye on. There are many preventative measures seniors can take to protect themselves from various scams and identity theft situations. They were advised to avoid using their debit cards to hang up on suspicious phone calls, drop off bill payments in person rather than sending checks by mail, and finally, police suggest writing checks with a gel pen so it can't be washed out. Authorities also talked about identity theft through banks and the different tactics suspects use to victimize seniors. If you have any concerns or feel you might be the victim of a scam, always call local law enforcement.
A local dealership headquartered in Torrance is expanding a recall. Toyota is the latest automaker to increase the Takata airbag recall by adding nearly 200,000 more cars. It involves the front passenger airbag inflators and will now include 2008 Corolla and Corolla Matrix models. Lexus SC430 cars made between 2008 to 2010 will also be added. This has been a recurring issue across the car industry. Takata airbag ruptures have been blamed for 10 deaths by the inflator exploding when airbags are deployed. Already, an estimated 29 million airbag inflators have been recalled in the United States. Takata, a Japanese auto supplier, plans to pay up to $200 million in penalties. Takata airbags are being recalled by 10 other automakers as well.
An exclusive PetSmart product is being removed from shelves because of potential dangers to pet owners. The United Pet Group is recalling top fin power filters for aquariums in the United States and Canada. About 158,000 products are being removed after finding out that the conductor on the pump motor can become exposed and electrify the aquarium water, possibly shocking consumers. The filters were sold from September 2015 through December 2015. It includes 5 different models of the top fin power filters numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, and 75. People who have this product should immediately stop using it and unplug them from the power supply. You can contact the United Pet Group for a free replacement power filter by calling 1-800-338-4896.
A contraceptive device is getting heat from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Health officials are calling on Assure to improve their warning of the product's risks and side effects. Assure is a permanent form of birth control that involves implanting flexible coils into the fallopian tubes. The FDA said it will require a new black box warning label which emphasizes serious to life-threatening risks to patients. Thousands of women have turned to social media to get Assure off the market until more research is done on the safety of the product. More than 5,000 women have filed grievances with the FDA, blaming Assure for unintended pregnancies, miscarriages, stillbirths, stomach pains, and hair loss. The FDA is also asking manufacturer Bayer to conduct further studies, and health officials are being urged to offer patient decision checklists to be signed by the patient as well as the doctor before the device is implanted. Bayer says they will continue to work closely with the FDA.
A local athletic gear company begins concrete work to expand their current facility in Torrance. 500 trucks of concrete were poured over 2 days to start building a platform for Puma's facility that will fulfill online orders. The upgraded state-of-the-art facility will use robots to fill customer orders. While Puma has been at this location for several years, the company is beginning major renovation to the site and storage for technology. They are located on 19700 Van Ness Avenue.
The wait is almost over as Shoal Premium Ales is closer than ever to opening its doors to the public. Looking to make its mark in the booming brewing business in Torrance, Shoal Premium Ales is now in its home stretch. Located at 2964 Columbia Street near Maple Avenue, the team is getting ready to share their unique beer flavors with the world. The Shoal team is putting their final touches on the tasting room. Their cold storage and bar is ready to go, including 12 taps. Shoal comes from the 2 last names of the founding business partners, Kolb and Schultz. These 2 South Bay couples have been longtime friends who share a passion for producing great beer. They hope to open doors by early April. You can follow their journey on drinkshoal.com. Well, still ahead, we have some exciting events you won't want to miss.
And Mr. Boom Sauce, Colin Kushner, has some sports news coming right up.
We'll have that and much more still ahead, but first, here's a current look at the weather outside.
Something's not right. My first symptoms were
constant tingling in my toes.
My legs, sometimes they'll go numb.
I had double vision.
They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Well, the beginning is the hardest time.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
I was a dancer. I don't see walking the way I walk any different than doing a dance. It just looks different. It's a different dance.
You see me have an off day, it doesn't take away from who I am.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
But I would exercise every day.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
To make a lot of changes in my life and just adapt to it.
I'm going to acknowledge its presence. I'm not going to discount it. But at the same time, I'm going to try my best to not let it stop me.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Welcome back, everybody. Now, here are some upcoming events you'll want to mark on your calendar. The Torrance Rose Float Association is hosting a fundraising event to support its 2017 Tournament of Roses Parade Float entry at Chili's Grill and Bar, located at 21835 Hawthorne Boulevard. The event will be on March 10th for the whole day. 15% of your total purchase will be donated to the organization. Then let the bidding begin at West High School's 5th annual online auction. Just go to 32auctions.com/WestHigh2016 to check out what's up for grabs. They are looking to raise $10,000. The money will help to buy new audio and video equipment for the gym following modernization. And before we go, we have a sneak peek at the latest sports desk with Colin Cushing.
That's right, Colin. What do you have for us?
Thanks, Jin and Ben. Happy March, everyone. We have a jam-packed show once again. It's the playoffs on the hardwooded pitch. We'll get you basketball and soccer highlights from all over town, plus my top 5 sauciest plays from February, and so much more marinara sauce. Tune in at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE. Boom sauce, Jin and Ben. Back to you.
Thanks, Colin. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.